AI is rising up and taking over as we enter the next week, 11th of 5th, 2020. And look what we have banned. The AI have done us proud. You know, it happens from time to time. Let's see him lock onto this fucking soldier. Oh my word. The most blatant lock-on I've ever fucking seen. Continues to shoot arrows, by the way. Continues to shoot arrows. Oh, the lock on the Lucio's head, bro. When he's moving. It's not even subtle. Stop. You have violated the law. Pay the chat a fine or serve your ban. Your stolen SR is now forfeit. Moira, Orisa, Mei, and Tracer. Tracer sacrificed for the greater good to get the other three devils out of the game for a week at least. He's feeling pretty good this week. I'm feeling pretty good about the comps that we're going to see in Ranked and in Overwatch League as well. Tracer and Mei, they're starting the DPS first. Like I said, Tracer sacrificed, but Mei is banned. Good start. We're going to see Kree. We're going to see Widow. We're going to see Echo. Actually, maybe not Widow. Maybe Widow. We'll probably see some niche teams run Widowmaker. We saw a lot of Kree Mei, and we saw a lot of also, depending on the team, of course, but we saw Sombra and Tracer being run as kind of a dive, and then you kind of hack one target away, and then you dive on them, and they instantly die. EMP, obviously, extremely powerful ability as well. But I think we're going to see double hit scan to try and counter something like an Echo. We're never going to see Pharah because Echo exists, I don't think, especially with the amount of hit scan we still have available. So it's going to be Kree, Widow, I can imagine, and we're also going to see Echo being played, and we're going to see some teams again try and run this Sombra, although it's going to be a little bit more difficult this time because there's no Tracer with your dive as well. So I can't imagine we're going to see a whole bunch. I think it's going to be very niche picks, and maybe someone like Dallas or Philly picking the Sombra up because they got pretty good Sombra players on their team. So the DPS is going to be a little, I want to say more varied, but I think it's just going to be Kree mixed with Echo mainly. Maybe we see Doomfist, but Sombra's still in, unfortunately. Chipser, unlucky. Maybe another week on the bench. Maybe another million subs to XQC, huh? I'm still waiting for the first lot. Now, we jump onto the tanks. Orisa being banned. We see a whole ton of Orisa last week. We'll continue to see that hero because Orisa shield uptime is insane. Her utility is ridiculous as well. The whole is like a mini Graviton Surge. If you use correctly, it's just absurd. She was played mainly with the D.Va to try and counter things like Echo and even obviously the Mei as well to eat the abilities. And Sigma she was paired with. We're not going to see that anymore. Woohoo! We're probably going to see a little bit more double shield, however, with Rein Sigma. And I think this week is going to be a real test for teams that can turn on a dime, can very, very quickly figure out or just have a lot of flexibility in their team, because I have a feeling we're going to see real old school dive with Echo and maybe a Sombra. So I wouldn't say that's old school. In fact, that's new school dive, you could say, as Tracer is banned. The Winston D.Va jumping into the back line. You still have to deal with Brig, yes. However, I still think there's a very good possibility because Mei is out of the game that's going to be a pretty damn good comp. Although you could argue that with Sigma, Brig, and then a McCree on the other side, it's a little bit more variable. This is why I think a lot of teams that have a lot of variance in their roster and a lot of ability to change up on the fly is going to be beneficial. A lot of depth is what I'm trying to say. Double shield. Rein Sigma. It's always been pretty good as soon as Sigma is released. It's very brawly. You can run towards people. You can have something like a Reaper, but it's probably going to be something like a Kree for one of the DPS to just bully the front line. Shield pressure as well with something like a Hanzo I can't see going a little bit of a miss. And then you punish them when they come up close with something like a Brig support as well. You can kind of go almost a Death Ball style composition with Reaper and McCree Brig is a support line, and then Rein Sigma is a tank line, because that is very rolly if you get going. Ryan's just going to get up in your face, and there's still a lot of protection with the shields as well. Less uptime on the shields though, because Orisa is out, so that's why I think shield break might be a little bit more valuable here with the Hanzo. Now, Moira is banned again. Thank goodness the AI did us proud once again. With Moira, With experimental change coming up as well, by the way, in the experimental card, make sure you play it and give feedback. It is important that we do this because Moira is probably going to get changed in a big way, I feel, because I think the dev team currently see her as a little bit of an issue with the amount of complaints that she does receive. So make sure you give feedback on the experimental card, which is coming this week or maybe next week. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely going to be playing on stream. With Moira being out, Bap Ana and Bap Lucio, I think, are going to be the healer comps you're going to see. We're probably going to see Mercy if twinned with something like an Echo. However, I think Baptiste and Ana, this is where their time to shine. If they're going Death Ball, I honestly think we could see something like a Zen again, because Zen is quite... He's quite a nervous guy sometimes because, he's been dove on for the last 50 million years he's existed because he has no mobility. But something like a Death Ball, you can play a little bit more passively as a Zen. And if you're kind of assaulting an enemy team on a point, the Zen can actually provide a whole bunch of shield pressure and Discord Orb to just run down one target. So we might actually see a little bit more Zen. Although I don't think he needs to be changed, it is a pity that we're not seeing a little bit more. However, Baptiste, Ana are probably going to be the go-to supports to play, or the Baptiste Lucio or Ana Lucio. It's one of those. It's like a combination of those three I think we're actually going to see. With Moira out, does bring a whole lot of value to double shield because you can't heal through shields if you're Baptiste, if you're Lucio, if you're Ana. So keep that in mind as well. But this week, overall, summarized, is going to be a good week. In Masters Plus, of course, this is what this actually does affect. It's going to be a fantastic week. We're not going to see any Cheese. We're not going to see any Mei. We're going to see Orisa. It's going to be a whole bunch of just, in ranked, I think, just RNG. More RNG than it's actually going to be because people can't fall back on these heroes. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. I'm going to be grinding 24/7, twitch.tv/shortscasts. And it's going to be a interesting week to see if Dive can actually make a semi-comeback in ranked. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of ball players in ranked as well, so I can imagine it's going to be the case. We probably will see a little bit more aggressive comps from the Asia region. They have been playing a little bit more. They've been playing a little bit more dive-centric for a little while, which is cool to see, by the way, the divide between the North American and the Asian regions. I think it's really sick that we're seeing a little bit of a meta difference because we get basically refresh games every single, not even every single week now. It's like the entire weekend is very different in how it plays out. It's fantastic. But other than that, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.